Yo, 10 shots, 6 blunts blowing through the session. Dragging on a split, free and dragging on a cliff. A MC in the booth, an assassin on the roof. I'm just waiting to shoot. Nigga, hurry up and die. Greatest truck of spears, you would think you had drama with an African.
What's up, everybody? This is Ivelisse, aka La Sicaria, and you're watching Urban Wrestling Network. Stay tuned.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Don Dada, aka Chef. I am here with my brother Once 5150. How are you? Actually, I don't really care how you're doing because I really want to talk to the other person yet.
So let's go, man. Well, I gotta say one thing though. I gotta say,
and of course,
thank you so much. I want to say thank you. Hold up. Thank you so much for being here, ma'am. I just want to say, every Puerto Rican house, there's always a picture of Jesus in the wall when you walk in. And when I walk into my house, there's a picture of Jesus, and there's a picture of Ivelisse hanging up next to Jesus. You know, of people that I give places. You know, so
thank you. That's awesome. So that's an honor.
Yeah, so this goes next to Jesus right there. You know, it's the kick-ass Jesus.
Where do you live? In New York?
Yeah, but I was going to ask you.
I see you one day when I go over there again.
Well, I was hoping if you're going to do WrestleMania weekend this year?
Most probably, yes. If God
then
forbids. I mean, if God permits. Not forbids.
Yes. Then I'll be carrying this with me down there then.
Yes.
Nice little. I know you're super excited. I want you to lead off because I know you're like OD hype for this.
Oh man, this is like a dream come true. We're like one of the best female wrestlers out there. I mean, for the last 10 years, she's been putting for the Boricuas out there, always holding it down. I mean, she kicks ass. Shimmer, Shine, AEW, SW Fury. Wherever she goes, she wins title belts. She wins belts. Lucha Underground. She was kicking ass of every demonic beast out there in that show for like 4 seasons.
That's your question, or are you just gonna keep praising her?
I'm just praising her, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. She's been doing everything, man.
I want to talk to her.
Well, and I gotta get with the praises, man. It's like a whole sheet. I got a whole sheet of praising, man. Like you were just praising about her. You were just praising about how beautiful her hair looks.
Wow, you gonna put me out there like that? Why you? All right. So, anyways, please ask your question.
Like if you were a hairdresser now or something.
Yo, her hair's amazing. What you want me to say? What you got for her, brother?
Whatever, man. But anyways, I want to know is, when are we going to see you nationwide, man? Like, you need to be a fixture in one of these big companies, face front, holding a woman's title or even a men's title.
Honestly, I really thought, in the recent pretense, I really thought it was gonna be AEW. Like, I really thought that it was finally gonna be that moment and whatnot. But as hurtful as it was for it not to happen, wasn't really surprised because, again, politics is a major thing that exists anywhere, right? Exists anywhere and everywhere. But in wrestling, it's just like mind blowing. But again, it's not like, I mean, there's still even the tiniest chance in the world. There's still a chance that, who knows, maybe that wrong can be righted. But I am looking to, soon start saving my body because it has been 18 years and it has been a pretty straight 18 years. And again, like, the wear and tear does a thing to you. And yeah, I really thought it would be AEW. I really had high hopes. But again, hopefully that wrong can be righted, and I can at least have that time before I leave the pro wrestling in an active sense, in a performer sense. And I know a lot of people, oh, but you're young, and like, it's still 18 years of abuse to my body at the end of the day, and I am 33. It may seem young to other people, but it doesn't feel young to me. So yeah, hopefully we'll see what happens.
Now, since you mentioned about the semi-retirement coming in the future, like if you decide to hang it up and say, okay, I'm done with wrestling, will you still be try to be training people, or just say, you know something, I'm done, I'm just gonna go to Puerto Rico and just buy a hammock out there somewhere and just lay down and get some stuff?
That does sound really nice.
Yeah.
But
Well,
no, but
just don't go now, because all that flooding down there is happening right now. You don't want to get flooded, man. That was crazy down there.
But definitely, I'm already kind of dipping my feet in those roles at the moment. I was kind of training like in the past years, like here and there, a little bit, but not like a full-time role for a specific company or anything like that. But now I am dipping my feet into those roles within Shine, kind of a little bit with Ladies Night Out, but Ladies Night Out, it's a brand of women of pay-per-views, is not a women's company per se, but still, you know, I'll try to do what I can within that role wherever I'm at, and allowed and wanted for that, which is Ladies Night Out and Shine Now, which the training will commence maybe by the end of this month, or maybe maybe next month, which I will be in charge for the training of the Shine, of the women's division. And there's also a new project coming up for women's wrestling. You'll hear about it soon. So I'll definitely you'll hear about it soon. I can't say anything yet, but you'll hear about it soon. It's another women's wrestling project that's coming up.
Yeah. Spill the red kidney beans.
No, she can't do it yet. Stay tuned.
That thankfully, thank God, I've been, handed the opportunity to be able to, create whatever changes or growth for that. And I'm honored for each and every one of those roles, because my goal since day one getting involved with women's wrestling is to do whatever I possibly can to to contribute towards women's wrestling, towards that growth, towards those barriers, etc., blah blah blah. So I'm already kind of dipping my feet, so when that transition happens, we're there and we can just keep plowing forward. But I'm also trying to keep my body 100% healthy as well, to be able to execute as best as I can whatever I have left to contribute as a performer as well, and to be able to walk away, not crippled, etc. So yeah, positive vibes.
Go ahead, Chef.
Yeah, you're speaking on Shine. I think you're a 4-time champion with Shine, right?
Yeah.
And I think you, from what I remember, because a friend of mine refs there, and his name is Rodney, cool as hell, super dope artist. And he was like, yo, you won't believe it, because me and my buddy here, we're huge fans of you. He was like, yo, wait till you see what happens, because, I'm one of those people, I don't do the dirt sheets. I don't want to know nothing. I want to be surprised. And he was like, bro, what just happened over here, you're going to go crazy. Like, somebody popped up, you got involved. Like, he was like, it's nuts. I was like, oh, shit. And he was like,
you mean like the last Shine show?
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm super hyped up. And he was like, bro, it's so dope to be able to call a match with a, like, I don't know if he's ever worked. I don't really, whatever he wants to talk about.
He was, yeah. He was the ref that was in the match, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, bro, he goes.
He's awesome, by the way.
Yeah. He was like, the way she moves around, the way she controls the whole ring, he was like, it's so easy to work with her. And I love to hear that, because,
and this came back, which was wonderful, because refs are an incredibly important part of the entire equation.
Yeah. And, it's dope, because a lot of people like myself, we watch it and what we see is what we understand. When you get somebody inside that's a ref, he's seeing it completely different. And he, you know, it's dope for him to be able to talk so way. He just talks so high about you. And I was like, yo, I know she's super talented. You know, it is what it is. Now, I think, doesn't Shine have a part, or one of the people from Shine work with MLW that's doing the featherweight thing?
I have no idea. At least I'm not aware yet, or because I'm so focused on like whatever's for the girls. I'm not sure.
Because listen, we want you, like, I'm biased. I'm a big MLW fan. They just started a featherweight division. And I'm like, if we can have one female, it's got to be Ivelisse, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, the face of the company should be somebody that can do everything. And you're that kind of person that you can go against dudes, you can go against any size person, like, and it's believable because we've seen what you've done in Lucha Underground. You the trios champions. You were with dudes most of the time, and it was like not many women could pull that off. You see, like, sometimes it's all hokey and shit, but you're fucking like super talented. And I don't know, like, your career before Lucha Underground, because that's where I was introduced to you. But were you battling guys coming up before Lucha Underground, or that was something new?
I've always done intergender wrestling. I've always been very comfortable doing intergender wrestling because naturally, like, I wrestle like a guy, so it just clicks, you know, perfect always. But in Lucha Underground, and in the Indies, when I first came to the US, transitioning from Puerto Rico to the US, I actually did a lot of intergender matches in the Indies. Because there weren't a lot of girls, at least in that area, etc. So when I went to FCW, I had to kind of adjust again to wrestling strictly girls. And then when I came out of FCW, I was still in Florida, so I continued that transition of staying with wrestling only women with Shine, because after I left WWE, or after we parted ways, was when I started my career in Shine. That's when I was consistently wrestling with females all the time again. And there, I forgot where I was going with this.
Yeah.
What were we going?
Wrestling with the guys.
Yeah, with the guys. So then, and then that is where since I was wrestling with just girls there in Shine, that's where I established myself, or at least that's when I was able to establish myself who I am as a wrestler, as a character, as a performer. That's where I was able to develop myself in every way, shape, and form. Even though it was mainly with strictly females, that's where I was able to kind of show the US and the world who is Ivelisse, again, as a character, as a everything, every single element and layer of who I am as a performer, I was able to show at Shine. And that's how I, quickly got into the main event and, Shine Championship, the first title reign and everything. And, the matches of the night, matches of the year, blah, 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 all that stuff. And once I was able, and debuting PWI within the first 10 and just all that stuff. And I was like the only female talent signed to Dragon Gate as well at that time. Like, I was able to just blow up through pure hard, through everything that I build from that opportunity that Shine gave me to show who I am as a performer. And at that time was when Lucha Underground came along. And then that is when the opportunity came, and that's what I was able to build for myself when they signed me. And then it was really, that's why it was so how can I say, it was so mentally, it destroyed me mentally when that injury happened in Lucha Underground because of that. But regardless, in Lucha Underground, it was my point from all of that is that it was a very very easy transition when Lucha Underground came up, and there had to be, all the intergender wrestling. It wasn't hard because I had already had that almost even preference with wrestling guys because I wrestle like a guy naturally.
You kick major ass.
Yeah, major. major. Now, I hate social media. It gives me a headache, especially Twitter. But there's someone that I guess you're took under your wing, and I love her, Tiffany Nieves.
Oh, yeah, recently.
Yeah, recently, and I go on there and I follow her, and I saw she got a couple of matches on AEW and stuff like that, and she speaks highly of you. I mean, like she wrote a post about you, like how you taking under her wing, and you showing all these things and stuff like that. How does that make you feel being in the business and you have someone who's younger and seeing you and put you in that pedestal as someone that this is where I want to get someday, is where Ivelisse is now, where it comes to wrestling, wrestling in the ring.
Hmm.
Because right now, I mean, you're like the top tier when it comes to any type of wrestler, period. I mean, I don't want to keep saying
Exactly.
women's wrestling, but just wrestling, period. I mean, you like in the top tier, four pillars out there of wrestling. So how does that make you feel when you have someone who's young, who's looking up to you,
Um,
and tries to pattern, after your style?
it feels it makes me feel happy because I'm always, regardless of whatever ridiculous crap people twist to whatever the hell, I know, and I'm 110% like confident and know that I'm always, always, always wanting to help others. And I know, I'm 110% sure that I always go above and beyond to always help other people around me to like elevate them and to make them better, or even the tiniest little thing to so they can be, say, even if they could be just a little safer for something, or if they could be, or just that much more commanding as a presence, or that much more whatever. I know that 24/7 I'm always like, this that, and very very few people, number one, recognize it, and very few people, number two, appreciate it. So when it does happen, I don't even care who it's from. When it happens, it fills me because you know I do it because I care, and very few people care. So it's like, if at least, no matter who it is, no matter if they started yesterday or 10 years ago, or anything, or anybody, if they're known, if they're not known, the fact that they appreciate it, that fills me like 10 times more. you know Whether they appreciate it or not, I'm still gonna give that help. Whatever they do with it, that's for them. Whatever they do with it, that's on them. But still, it really does feel good because it doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean? For me,
Yeah.
for whatever ridiculous reason, but it does fill me, and it makes me feel like it's not a waste of time to like try to go above and beyond to help somebody, or anything like that. And it's that much more fulfilling when it's a fellow Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? We know that's the law between us, unspoken rule between us.
It's, you know what, like, and we say this all the time because this is a platform where we try to give flowers to everybody from what we're from. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a project guy. He's from not so good neighborhood neither. And it's like, blacks, like, Hispanics, Latinos, we're neighbors. We always come together. So I always said this is our target because there's a million platforms for everybody else. We want to do it this way. And
Mhm.
I had a fan. He's a big time Impact fan. He was like, "Bro, you got to ask her what was the call? What happened that got you into Aces and Eights?"
That was like a surprise out of nowhere. I think I don't remember very well. Ugh, it was so long ago, but I think I had done a especially because in that time frame there were a couple of things that happened, because there was the Lady Tapa stuff that was happening.
Yeah, with
And then later after that was the knockouts knockdown, which I came back, and she defeated me, kind of like to equalize it. But I don't remember if it was before that or after that I had a tryout match with Victoria. at that time. So I can't remember if it was something that came of fruition out of that, or if it was from me and Lady Tapa. I don't remember which one it was like bounced off of, but I know that I didn't even like barely had the gear with me or something. I don't remember, but it was out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere, and I had to like borrow someone else's shin guards and stuff to kind of like and yeah, it was awesome. Like, and the fact that I love that. That was out of nowhere, and I love that not only because, you know, the opportunity for that, but also because I had the chance to work with Mickie James. Like, that was both those. That was a very win-win-win scenario for me, and I was really grateful for that. But I don't know what happened. Nothing came of it.
Yeah, hardcore country. Hardcore country. But there's something else. I know we have a father who's a big fan of yours. Her name is Rio Serpentia, and she wanted to ask you, like, how is Addis?
How was what?
Addis? Aries?
Oh, Aries. My baby.
Aries.
Sleeping
Addis,
right there.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Great.
yeah. She wanted to ask the question, and then what is a cheat meal that you enjoy eating?
My
Like
cheat meal is, of course, Hispanic food, full of carbs and salt and flavor. But outside of that, my cheat food is cereal. That's loaded with sugar. Cereal is one of my cheat meals. I love cereal, and I love cheese.
Now, what type of cereal?
All types of cereal. I love.
it don't matter. Throw some milk on it.
Sometimes I
Sugar.
get the pack just because I love eating different cereal every day.
Hey man, it does matter because I love Cocoa Pebbles because they mix that the milk turns into chocolatey milk because it's the cereal because it's so chocolatey. Cocoa Pebbles, man, Cocoa Pebbles. That's the go-to.
Now listen, I do all the cooking in my home. I'm curious because you said Spanish food. Do you cook Spanish food or you order the Spanish food?
I ain't Boricua if I can't cook.
There you go. There you go.
I had to ask because people always throw out the cheat thing. They'll go out and eat or whatever. Like me, I'm a big mofongo guy. I love mofongo. It's like my go-to thing. But I mean, if it's hard because you get so many people that want to ask questions. And I've told mad people no to certain stuff. But like the hardest part of transitioning from Puerto Rico to here and then getting you, I know you kind of touched on it, but for the young kids that go back and they go, damn, if Ivelisse could do it, what is the advice that you try to tell them when that wall hits? What's that next step? Because everybody hits that wall.
Yeah, that's a good saying because I think of that sometimes too. If I could do it, anyone could do it. Especially if you're a guy, because you do have a little winsy bit of an advantage. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not. But it all comes down to that hustler mentality and what this has to go, it goes hand in hand. My motto of bow to none, which bow to none means to bow to absolutely no one's perception of you, especially a negative one. And hard work over everything, that hustler mentality that you just cannot give up. You can't be counting on other people or like, you have to take complete and utter charge and put that work in every day, make those sacrifices that you need to do without excuses. You just make them and just keep going. And those two together are the two things that are my mottos that every single day that every single day have driven me throughout my entire journey, through absolutely everything from moving from place to place just to keep trying to find that direction or that rhythm, whatever it is. Not, and when I say whatever, not, I don't mean like cheating, any other thing that means cheating, because hard work over everything, cheating is not in there. That's why it's called hard work over everything. Do it the right way. You just keep working. And it's a lot of people, you know, are going to be enjoying, you know, their weekend, drinking and doing this or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, do they have the same goals as you? Nope. So if it means that you got to be working your ass off weekend after weekend after weekend so you can achieve what you want to achieve while other people's are partying and this and that, oh, well. You got to stay focused on you and what your goals are, and keep working and working and working and working hard at it. And yes, there will be people or things that come in your way that will backtrack you or try to, you know, put a foot in front of you to like trip or whatever. But if you continue to cling on to those mottos, at some point you will get back up and you will keep moving forward, and that's all you can do, because that's all you have control of. You don't have control over other people or the things. You only have control over you and the direction that you're going. And they may slow you down, but can they stop you? It's up to you. You know. Sorry, I had to say that kind of came from the heart.
It's true, because like I know a few young independent cats out here, and I keep trying to tell them the only thing that can stop you is you. You know what I mean? But they're also the same kind of people who they don't train all the time. It's, you know, I can't do this all the time, or I can't do that. And I'm like, you either are or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it or don't. Stop complaining about it. Or, you know, they try to make the excuses, and it gets really tiresome to hear.
They have to, like, people have to understand that sacrifices, like, need to be made. And those sacrifices mean you might not be able to go out with your friends certain weekends or certain days or whatever. You're not going to be able to like do things that you love or this or that, like in terms of like hobbies or things to pass time that make you feel good. That's all part of sacrifices. Sacrifices are even like in certain, like if you want to like look good, diet has to come with it, along with the working out. Like everything has certain sacrifices that you need to do, sacrifices of things that you like and that you enjoy passing time with, whether it be girlfriends or friends, in parentheses, exactly. Friends, and sometimes even family stuff too. That's all part of the sacrifices. So many different things. But it's really up to you. It's up to you what you have in your mind of what you're trying to achieve, and what are the sacrifices. You will know, because every person's story is utterly unique. So only you will know what the sacrifices are necessary for you to do to be able to get closer and closer to your goal, whatever that is, you know. So, and that's all I've done nonstop throughout, like, the whole time. And another thing that people always like, and I understand because we're human, I understand, but you will do that, a lot of it alone, a lot of it. And you have to understand that that's part of it. You will feel lonely in a lot of times. You will feel lonely, but you have to stay focused on your goals, because, you know, it's a lonely road a lot of times. And all of these things are part of if you look at like motivational speeches from different entrepreneurs, people that, you know, go off the beaten path and try to do a whole another thing for themselves and all that stuff. All these things are all massive entrepreneur motivational like models and speeches and stuff like that. And it's like, it is what it is. There's no going around it. There's no going around hard work over everything. Like, that is what sets people apart. The ones who achieve what they want the right way, not cheating, and the ones who don't, or who do by cheating or whatever.
just to piggyback on what you said right now, you said you're 33 years old. You've been wrestling for 18 years. If tomorrow you wake up and say, you know, I'm done with this, I'm done with wrestling, in your heart and in your mind, have you achieved your goal that you set out 18 years ago, or you still have some unfinished business to get to that goal that you want to get into, or that you put in your mind 18 years ago? I want to be here by a certain age. Have you get that yet or no? Or have you met that yet?
I feel I could have done much more with the time that passed. I feel I could do much more right now, but knowing what I know of everything that I've been through and everything that I've done, I feel at peace knowing that I've done everything I possibly humanly could up to this point with what I've had. So that gives me a certain peace of mind that, yes, I could have done more. Yes, I could be doing more. But given everything that I've been through and everything, like my entire journey and everything, I've actually achieved a hell of a lot more than could have, given all the obstacles that have, you know, presented itself. So, you know, it might, like, if, you know, it could have been worse. So technically I've achieved a lot more, but, and yes, technically it all depends on how you view it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so, but at the end of the day, knowing myself and knowing my journey that nobody knows, only me, and everything, like, I feel pretty accomplished to knowing that I've literally almost moved mountains with the very little resources that I had, the many times I've been backstabbed, the many times I've been, all that stuff. So the day, like, again, if I were tomorrow, I'm like, well, I know I've done the best I could. And yeah, I would be able to sleep at night knowing that I've done the very best that I could, sticking to those goals as I humanly possibly can.
Awesome. Chef, I saw you fall down for a second, then you disappeared.
Yeah, man. You know what it is? Like, I'm in Florida, man. The weather's crazy right now. I got like rain over here, so it's knocking my stuff out next to this lake I live next to. But you know, it's Florida. It rains hard for 5 minutes and it gives you problems. But so I forgot what I was gonna ask because I literally just went to check my router. Please ask you a question. I got one more. I just don't remember right now.
I wanted to ask Ivelisse, have you ever thought about being like a stunt woman, like for movies, like, you know, a stunt person?
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be awesome. I actually, when Lucha Underground was up and I was like doing Lucha Underground, that's something I really would have liked. Doing the acting part and the stunt. We're technically, like, pro wrestlers technically are stuntmen. We are technically stuntmen. We just do our stuff live, technically. If we have a 10-minute match, we're doing stunt work for 10 minutes on a live little action-filled movie live. Technically is what we do. You know what I mean? If you think about it like that. So that's something that when I was doing Lucha Underground, I really would have liked to do. But again, like I don't know, like, that's all by contacts and the agent and however Hollywood works and all that stuff. I had no idea how I would even like start or doing all that. So
I got a two-part question. One is, if you have a dream match left, who would it be against? And two, who inspired you to get into this crazy industry of wrestling?
See, these two questions, there's such vast, like, options and so many. I just always like just say Asuka. I would like to wrestle Asuka because we have very similar styles, similar size and whatnot. So I feel like we would be able to really do a really killer match. Very yin and yang, you know, red dragon, blue dragon in many different ways. And what was the other question? The other question was who inspired me. It's not a matter of who exactly, because, like, to me, I was inspired by different people in different ways. Like, because I'm the type that, like, I'll take something, a little something from different people, whatever, like, you know. But I would say, like what I always say, it always comes down to outside of like being drawn into wrestling as a fan, like, you know, by Steve Austin and Lita, male female figures when I grew up watching wrestling. Outside of that, what sealed the deal for me was watching other women break down barriers for women, like, you know, watching Lita and Trish, you know, first ever female, you know, main event for Raw and like stuff like that. That got, like, that was the deal for me. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be part of that. You know, that's what I want to be a part of. That growth and, you know, breaking barriers for women, that yes, we can do it. We, you know, and get that respect and that perception, you know, that was the seal for me.
Sweet.
Love it.
Now I know you're busy and stuff like that. You got a lot of other things to do, but I know.
Is it 30 minutes yet? No. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I wanted to know if since I buy your merch and stuff like that, if like tell your fans where can they buy your merchandise?
Oh yes, my merch. Yes, I
Please
just
let them know.
I just debuted this year. Or the beginning of the year. I kicked off the new year with a new online store, which there's everything from backpacks, wall art, t-shirts, hoodies, and for women. I also wanted to do something for women because 99.9% of the time there's barely anything for women. It's like it's always like got t-shirts and stuff like that. So I do have stuff for women. Uh, and oh yeah, and that the website is www.ivelissestore.com.
Wow.
And I'll slowly
You can pick up these goodies. You can pick up
yeah,
these
right
goodies
here.
here, folks.
Yeah.
Right here. The
And
art.
and I will be adding more. I will be adding more items eventually. Like all types of other stuff, but for now, that's what we're starting with. And yep, pretty excited.
Chef, take us home, homie.
Oh, he's frozen.
He's frozen. Well, Miss Ivelisse, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
Wait, it's okay. We can give him a chance. We can wait. It's okay. We can wait.
Chef, come back to us. Chef, come back to us.
Okay.
Now I was gonna ask you, are you a Libra?
Me? Well,
Yeah.
I'm in between. I'm in between Virgo and Libra. I'm a cuss.
Okay. Because I know it was September
I'm a
25th.
dragon in Chinese astrology.
Yeah. Because I thought I saw September 25th, and I thought that's when Libra starts.
No, September 21st.
21st, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, is she a Libra? Because if she's a Libra, then that's why I get her a lot, because she's just like
Yeah,
Chef. Jesus.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm definitely gonna be down in WrestleMania weekend out there. So hitting the MLW stuff. So I was like, man, I hope Ivelisse is down here because is what the hell he said? Yeah, he said thank you so much. Yeah, so he's gone. So, anyways, guys,
Okay.
yeah, here we have with Ivelisse. She took the time off. We'll say thank you, Ivelisse, for joining us and giving us a lot of good stuff that we could, learn and get into. And hopefully, a lot of things that you said, people will stick in their minds. Like always, go for yours, bow to no one, and always stay to you and stay true to yourself.
And no challenge. You bow to no challenge.
Exactamente. And always, siempre challenge yourself and don't listen to anybody else. No, listen to yourself. Ivelisse did it. Yes, Ivelisse did, and she's still doing it, and that's why she's Boricua hasta la muerte y después. And you know how we do. And when you say bye to the fans.
Peace. Thanks for having me.